Hey folks, this is Zach, your friend and realtor in the Bay Area real estate market. I have another market update for you today. On the screen, we have the inventory table updated as of today, Monday, June 16th, 2025. We also have the data from 1 week ago, June 9th, 2025. So in the video today, we're going to be looking at the trends that occurred over the past week and see if we can determine if the market cooled off, if it heat up, or if it stayed the same over the past week. If you're new here, real quickly, I will kind of go over the inventory table and explain what certain things mean and how to read the table. So on the left-hand side of the table, you can see we have today's date, June 16th. We have the date from 1 week ago, June 9th. And we also have the various counties that make up the Bay Area. Now, if we go to the two columns to the right of the date, we have SFH active and SFH pending. So SFH is going to stand for single family house, single family home. And active, these are the homes that are currently for sale right now. So if you were to pull up Zillow or pull up Redfin and you were to search for single family homes for sale in Santa Clara County, you would get 1,267 results. Okay. Now, if we go to the right by one column, SFH pending, these homes are not sold yet, but the homeowners, the sellers, have accepted an offer from a prospective buyer. 9 out of 10 times, these homes in this column will be sold within 30 days. Okay. Moving to the right column, we have the active to pending ratio for single family homes. We'll come back to that. I'll elaborate on that a little bit more in a moment. Moving to the right, the next two columns, C/TH, that's going to be condos and townhouses, again, active and pending, as I explained earlier. And then we have an active to pending ratio column for condos and townhouses. So let's elaborate a little bit on the ratio column, the active to pending ratio. So let's look at Santa Clara County single family homes. This is and continues to be the most competitive market in the Bay Area. It has a ratio of 2.2. Now, I just want you to remember for the rest of this video, the lower the number is in the ratio column, the closer that number is to zero, the hotter the market is, and the more favorable it is to sellers. So Santa Clara single family homes overall are going to be a seller's market. Especially Sunnyvale, Cupertino, these areas with good schools, close to big tech companies, they're going to have a very, very low ratio. Granted, there's some areas in Santa Clara County, that have a ratio higher than 2.2, but we get an average of 2.2. And then on the flip side, if we have a ratio, the higher the ratio is, that is a cooler market, and that is a market more favorable to buyers. Okay, so right now, the coolest market that we have in the Bay Area is going to be Santa Cruz County condos and townhouses with an active to pending ratio of 13. This is most definitely a buyer's market. You enter buyer's market territory anytime you have a ratio of, let's just say, 7 and above. 5 to 7 is kind of like in the balanced market area. Anything below 5 is a seller's market. Anything above 7 is a buyer's market. So what exactly do I mean when I say seller's market and buyer's market? Well, there are some key differences that you will be able to see. In a seller's market, you have very low days on market. So let's say you're looking at homes every day in Sunnyvale and Cupertino, single family homes. As soon as a single family home comes on the market, considering it's in good condition, obviously it's in a good location, being in those towns, and it's priced right, it will sell very quickly in this market, probably in about a week, maybe 7 to 10 days. On the flip side, if we go to Santa Cruz County, condos and townhouses, it's not uncommon that these properties are going to be on the market for several months. So 1 month, 2 month, 3 months, that would not be unheard of. Another thing that separates or differentiates buyers and sellers markets would be the number of offers. So Santa Clara County, single family homes, will use the same example, Sunnyvale or Cupertino. You are going to see multiple offers. Right now, in this market that we're in, let's just say on average, maybe 10 offers for a very, very desirable home. Now, if we were go on the flip side, if we go to Santa Cruz County condos and townhouses where it's a buyer's market, these sellers will be lucky to get one offer, right? Because right now there's 130 condos and townhouses currently for sale in Santa Cruz County. And last week, or I'm sorry, right now there's only 10 that have accepted an offer. So, I mean, just think about it. If you were a homeowner in Santa Cruz County, you're trying to sell your condo or townhouse, you have a 1 in 13 chance that yours will get an offer. Okay. So those are two key differences between buyers and sellers markets. Like I said, multiple offer situations, days on market. Another thing that I want to mention, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, you might notice that the ratios in the ratio column, these numbers are color coded. So some are blue, some are red, some are green. And you might think that blue means a cold market, red means a hot market, and it kind of does in a way, but let me explain that in more detail. So if the number is blue down here, that's because the trend that we saw over the past week from 1 week ago, for example, Santa Clara County single family homes, 2.2, even though this is a hot market, the number's blue because the market cooled off from 1 week ago. Okay. And we'll just come down one cell here. So San Mateo County, single family homes has a ratio of 2.6. This number's red because this ratio decreased over the past week from 2.7 to 2.6. And remember what I said, when the ratio goes down, the market is heating up. When the ratio goes up, the market is cooling off. If the ratio is green, that means that the active to pending ratio did not change over the past week. You might see a difference in, for example, Alameda County single family homes. Over the past week, we actually gained 31 units, 31 properties, and there's 4 less properties that are pending. Nevertheless, the active to pending ratio stayed the same. So overall, by and large, over the past week, it does appear by looking at the table that the market heat up, the Bay Area real estate market heat up. And the reason I say that is because we've got 7 out of 12 markets that heat up. So see all these red numbers? We have more markets that heat up than cooled off. We only have 3 markets that cooled. Now, take that information, take that data with a grain of salt, because I think the reason that we saw so many markets over the past week heat up was because we had a holiday yesterday. Yesterday was Father's Day. Anytime that we have a holiday weekend, it's not uncommon for less inventory to come on the market the week beforehand, right? Because if you are a homeowner, if you're a home seller, what is the number one thing that you're looking for most of the time? It's going to be the highest sale price, okay? And how do we get the highest sale price? From multiple offers. And how do we get multiple offers? From lots of private tours to the home, lots of foot traffic through the open houses, just lots of interest in general in the home. So most sellers, if they're working with a good listing agent, will hold off from listing their home the week prior to a holiday weekend. because if it's a holiday weekend, that's going to decrease the chance. That's just going to decrease the amount of traffic that comes through the property, thus leading to less offers and a lower sales price. Now, I understand there's situations where, you know, you might need to list your home sooner than later. There's lots of different reasons that people sell their home. And I understand that some situations, call for listing it ASAP as soon as possible. So, there were some counties that we saw an increase in inventory. For example, Santa Cruz County, we had 10 more units come to the market last week. And also Alameda County, single family homes, 31 more units. Now, for condos and townhouses, we had quite a few counties that had an increase in inventory. San Mateo County, Alameda and Contra Costa County, condos and townhouses. But it seems that overall, most counties had a decrease in inventory over the past week. And I think that was due to the holiday that we had yesterday over the weekend. So here's the data, guys. I think I'm going to wrap this video up. If you have any questions or comments about the information on the screen, feel free to leave a comment down below. If you found this video insightful or useful in any way, I would really appreciate if you hit that like button. That would mean a lot to me. If you know anybody that is buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, please share this video with them. And if you guys have any questions for me, if you would like any information on any micro markets, because, for example, I talked today a lot about Santa Clara County, but there's the micro markets within Santa Clara County can differ drastically. So Cupertino and Sunnyvale are going to have a ratio down here, but maybe San Jose, Gilroy, Morgan Hill are going to have ratios up here. So it's good to know, no matter if you're a property owner considering selling or if you're a prospective buyer, it's good to know the exact area, the exact zip code that you're looking to buy or sell in, what the active to pending ratio looks like. That information is useful no matter what side of the transaction you're on. So if you'd like to chat with me more about that, go to the About section in my YouTube. You'll see my phone number there, my email, my Instagram handles there. So if you're on Instagram, feel free to follow me there and direct message me. Otherwise, guys, that is going to wrap up the video today. One last announcement. I know that in the past videos I had mentioned I'm going to be doing a Boba milk tea event. That is still scheduled for this Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. If you look down in the description of the video, I'm going to post the address where I'm going to be hosting that at. So if you want to stop by this Saturday from 10 to 11 a.m. to grab a free boba milk tea, chat about real estate, like I said, just go down to the description below the video and you can find the details on the location there. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching if you made it this far. Until next time, have a great day, have a great week, and we'll see you with the next one. Thanks. Take care.